Well, following the speech from the throne, members of the opposition held a press conference to discuss their take on the government's agenda. C.S. Adderley has that.
Leader of the opposition, Philip Davis, took the Minnis-led government to task for a number of items from the judiciary as well as financial reform, all outlined in the speech from the throne by Governor General Her Excellency Dame Marguerite Pinling. After listening to the speech, Davis claims it's nothing more than an acknowledgement of the foundation put in place by the Progressive Liberal Party.
We have already laid the foundation for wider access to justice. We created the Public Defender's Office and the statutory ability to appoint more judges. Substantial reform has already taken place in the Ministry of Finance, and the blueprint was left in place for them to execute.
While the opposition leader is encouraged this government will continue the work of NHI and embrace essential skills training needed to address the issue of youth unemployment, he and his parliamentary colleagues will hold the current administration accountable for decisions made that do not benefit all Bahamians. He also sent out a stern warning about the government's plans to repeal and replace the Grand Bahama Investment and Incentive Act.
The bill was evidence-based, that its primary purpose was to ensure that that land in the port area was not just hoarded and lay fallow, but rather be developed for the benefits of the residents and licensees of the port area. I remind them that they voted for the bill when it was introduced, and I continue to remind them that they ought to be careful in their repealing of this act.
Davis says the opposition will support policies that protect the poor and vulnerable.
It is also important to ensure that the favored few who provided the funding for this government doesn't end up being the main beneficiaries of this government. While the FNM speaks the words of the protection of the poor, we will ensure that the benefits go to the poor and not go to the wealthy. We will be ever watchful and call them out for every time that there is any attempt to reverse the policies put in place to protect the poor, the vulnerable, and the interests of Bahamians.
He maintains governance requires hard choices, not just the promotion of ideas without foundation, so they await to see what is achieved over the next 5 years. C.S. Adderley, ZNS Network News.